This is from the company Q-Nut. This is a mini moped style e-bike. Now I've had a few of these little small e-bikes in this style, and all of them kind of do something a little different. And what I'm going to do for y'all is I'm going to do kind of like an overall of the specs, and then I'll go through and do a walkthrough of from the front tire to the back tire and all around the controls, and give you my kind of opinion of the quality. And then we'll put it to a ride test, and then I'll come back here and give you my final thought. So yeah, let's get into the specs now. Okay, first off, we'll start here with the battery. Let's start with the juice of this thing. So this is an 18 amp hour 48 volt battery, and it uses a key. It is a removable battery. You don't need a key to start it here. You use a key up here, and I'll get into that here in a minute. And it has a kind of indicator light on the top, the charge ports on the side, and this, like a lot of these moped style, they put a on and off on the battery on the side. So make sure yours is on or off while you're charging it or while you're using it. Their claimed range is 60 miles claim range. That's a very generous range on an 18 amp hour battery. You can get these types of ranges, but an honest range, I would say about 30 miles on a full charge. I had no problems getting 30 miles. I've already ridden this a bunch, so I kind of know. So about 25 to 30 miles, you're gonna get out of a battery of this size. Okay, moving over here to the motor. So it's a hub driven motor. It's a 48 volt 500 watt motor that gives you a peak of 1500 watts. And that's done by the controller, which is right there. So the controller kind of like amplifies whatever amount of motor power you need. And the claimed newton meter of the torque is 85 newton meters, which I think is about fair. You know, I had it on several little kind of uphills and I see no issues with it. The overall weight of the entire bike is 78 pounds. The total load capacity is 265 pounds of weight. So if you're around 265, I think you'll be fine on this. Okay, so there's the specs, everybody. Let me go ahead, start with kind of the walkthrough, and then we'll just kind of like work our way back. So this had a little more of assembly than what a lot of my e-bikes do, and I think the reason for it is they want to make it more cost effective. You're going to have to install the display on here, you're going to have to install the handlebars, you're going to have to install the front rotor on the actual rim, which is these bolts right here, and make sure when you put this thing together, you put the spacers there and there in the front tire, and you see how it has that little locking mechanism, and they give you all the tools to do this. You'll put the fender on, the headlight. I love the fact that they give you this little bag. This is cool. They give you a little bag with it and a water bottle holder. You got to put the pedals on and then just go through and tighten up the bolts. I went through and tightened up these things, and down in there, the head stem, I got all that tightened up. So these tires, I think that's called Roquick. I don't know the name of that brand. I've never heard of it. It looks like it's kind of a generic style brand that they printed this on, and it's an e-bike tire. It's a 20 by 4 inch knobby tires, your kind of standard knobby tires, same tire in the bag, but they look nice. I like that look. The green with white lettering, that looks really nice on there. Has a fender, headlight, dual crown forks. These forks work pretty good. I didn't see any issues with these forks at all. I think it kind of did its job. The brakes are 160 millimeter rotors with mechanical disc brakes. That's a little small brake for a bike this side, but once again, we're staying in the affordable package. You got a linkage here and a linkage here. So the full suspension is technically a full suspension. It's a very stiff spring back here, and the geometry that they did right here, it doesn't have a lot of flex, but I think it does good enough for what it is. I don't see any issues with that. I think you'll be surprised at how well that kind of absorbs the bumps and kind of potholes and things like that when you're riding it here. Once again, 160 millimeter rotors, mechanical disc brakes on the back, plastic back fender, has a tail light. This tail light has actual turn signals. It's got a left and right turn signals, and always on tail light, and a brake light, and a little license plate holder. Really nice looking seat, everybody. It's kind of like this leather looking, brown leather. Look at how nice this all looks. It has a very premium look to this seat and the frame and all that. These are little kind of accents on the frame. I really like the looks of those too. A very small cog in the front. It's a 7-speed Shimano. You can see right there, it's the Shimano SIS, and I think it shifts just fine. I see no issues with that at all. Okay, moving on up here to the cockpit area, or as we like to say, the handlebars. So looking over the handlebars there, this has a very nice looking display. Considering the price point of this bike, once again, I know I've said that a few times, it has this nice little slope to it. It has a kind of ergo grip, hand grips. I wish they were locking hand grips. You can move them a little bit. I might put some locking hand grips on here. It has the motor shut off brake levers. Easy to hit the brake levers. Both this is the back brake, this is the front brake, kind of a standard on there. It has a twist throttle on the right hand side, 7-speed shifter, thumb shifter right there, downshift, upshift, or downshift to 1, upshift to 7 right there. The speed button, it doesn't have an up and down arrow, it just has this S and it goes 1, 2, 3. I will get into that on the display here in a minute. Headlight button, turn signal, left, right turn signal, and horn. We'll go ahead and turn it on. This does need a key to start. So once you turn the key on, it does not start. What I have to do is go right here, hit the battery. Once I hit the battery button, now you can leave that battery on all the time, or you could just be like me, turn it off when you turn that off. Very interesting that they did a key start, and then they also put a voltage meter. You can see I've got 52.5 volts. This is a 48 volt battery, so we know we fully charged. So we got a fully charged battery, so all this works. That works, everybody. I've had these, and sometimes they're just for looks. I know it's kind of crazy, but that works right there. So this display has the headlight where you can see the lights on, and let's check out that headlight. The headlight I think is decent on it. Like I say, on a lot of these, I put an aftermarket headlight. I usually mount an aftermarket there or there just to be a little brighter out there. Let's check the brake light. The brake light is shining right there. Let's see if it, when I hit the brakes, you see it comes on. Let's try the turn signal. There's left turn signal and there's right turn signal. Actually, we got both turn signals. If you want to put it on, you know, at the same time you do, you have to hit the button to turn them off. Got a horn on it. The display is pretty basic. It gives you the tripometer. It gives you a battery indicator there. It's not flashing. It's just the shutter and the camera there. Let me show you how you switch it, everybody. There, it starts on 2. Hit it once, 3, back to 1, right here, 2, a little bit of a delay, 3. Let's go ahead and let's no load test it and see where we're at. 28 miles per hour right on the money. Gives it into the class 3 status. Very impressive. It will do 28 miles per hour in the throttle position. And it has this BMX style handlebars. I kind of like these BMX style handlebars when it comes to these moped style e-bikes. I feel that anyone from about 5, I would say from about 5'6" to about 6'6" would be fine on this bike right here. You start getting down around 5 feet, you're gonna have trouble with your feet touching the bottom down there because of the height of the seat. This is a non-adjustable flat bench seat. But yeah, that's pretty much everything on the parts. Overall, I think the quality of this thing is pretty good. I don't see any issues with it. Went together fairly easily. It just took a little bit, but I don't see any issues with this bike at all. Let's go ahead, let's put this thing to the ride test, and then let's come back here and let me give you my final thoughts. We've got her cranked up here. You know, pop the kickstand up. Let's go ahead and turn on the speedometer. Everything is ready. We'll start out in number 3 and go down this gravel road. So the suspension seems to work, you know, on these gravel roads. I've ridden this road several times on this e-bike. It is the front is like, takes a little harder hit than obviously a higher end suspension, but check it out how easily it rides these gravel roads. There is a tree down right here, by the way. Look at how easy I can go around this stuff. Get out of here. That ain't nothing when you're on a Q-nut. Kind of zippy on that. So we'll go up here. Wow, see, it gets up to 28 fast. Let's just go ahead. Let's not jump the gun. Let's go ahead. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's go ahead. Let's start it out. Actually, let's start it out in just a normal bike mode. Let's go and through the pedal assist. And just so you know, there's no way of having a kind of like no power on this bike. You can turn the battery off right here if you want, or turn your key off and ride it as a normal bike. And I will do that. This is the first bike that I see that does that. So just so you know, you're either always power or always not power. So we'll do it as a normal bike here, everybody. Let me adjust that. We are in gear 1, 2. Now you can see how this seating position of these moped style bikes, they're always not the best for pedaling, but you can do it. You run out of battery, you know what, you can still get home with this. Let's go gear 3, 4. Oh, see, it's got my legs at a really flat angle. So as a normal bike, I can hold 10, 11 miles per hour pretty easy. I don't see any issues with that. But you know what? We're not going to use it as a normal bike. We are going to use it as an e-bike. So let's get right here. So here we go. Pedal assist 1, full throttle. 15 miles an hour. Pedal assist 1, 15. Very easy. You can change. Whoa, did you see the little kick? I think it goes to 20 in 2. Very comfortable. Just riding along, everybody. 3. 3, I feel the motor kicking, but it does take a minute to build up. We're at 24. We are going up a slight incline right here, 26. Let's turn around and go back the other way on 3. I like how quickly you can turn this thing around because these wheels are kind of small. Let's go ahead and go to pedal 7, pedal assist. I start ghost pedaling at 25, but look, I can hold 28 throttle only. That's not bad. Test the brakes one more time. Right here at this tree. Definitely can leave a skid mark. I think these mechanical disc brakes work just fine. I like how they cut this tank out right here, so that way my knees don't hit the tank. See that? They're actually missing the tank. I had another bike where my knees would hit like the frame and the tank right there. Let's turn around, go back. This is such an easy cruising bike. It cruises these trails like this with no problem. Definitely the flat trails is where this thing excels a lot. You can just like easily go down with it. And then what's cool is you can go from on-road to off-road that easy. Let's take it down this trail right here. Oh yeah, let's go, let's go. Yeah, that front shock bottoms out. Wow, this is 20 miles per hour on this little dirt service road back here. Take it up through here. Yeah, that shock seems to bottom out when you get into the deep ones. Hit these little trails right here. Oh yeah, this thing's handling it like a champ. Come on, Q-Nut. Top speed going down this hill. $29, $30. Looks like top speed's 30 miles per hour. So yeah, let's try going back up the hill. Throttle only, going up this. Let's come to a complete stop. Let's take it right up the hill. Level 3, throttle only. Okay, well, complete stop, 20% incline, uphill. And right now I'm around about 185, 190, which this thing can hold a total capacity of 265. Wow, I hit 17 miles per hour up that hill with no problem. Motor seems to shut off at 28. You're not gonna go any faster than 28. Yeah, that's as quick as it's gonna go, everybody, 28 miles an hour. All the controls are easily accessible right here. I don't see any issues with that at all. Okay, there it is, everybody. Let me go back and give you my final thoughts of this little mini moped style e-bike. So let's do that now. Overall, I think it's a great option for first-time riders that want to kind of get them a good medium grade kind of e-bike. I think for the price that this thing goes for, it is an excellent value for what it is. The riding position, obviously, on a lot of these moped style e-bikes is a little kind of wonky when you're sitting down, but really you use more throttle and kind of keep it in 1 to 2 and just kind of like cruising style. This is a perfect cruising style e-bike, kind of like gravel roads like this and kind of some off-road stuff that I put it through. I see no issues with it being your off-road bike. It does have the fenders on it, so when mud slings up on you, it's not going to kind of get down your back and across your legs there. The motor power I thought was good enough. You know, it got up to 28 miles per hour. I can hold 28 miles per hour whether it's throttle or pedaling. Pedaling was actually harder to hold 28 than the throttle was, which was kind of crazy. Usually it's the opposite. Usually you can pedal these things faster than you can actually throttle them. Comfortable riding position. You are very upright and your hands are in a nice riding position. I think QNut did a really good job on this bike. Everybody, I will leave a link below where you can pick you up one of these e-bikes right here and some of my other kind of gear and types of things that I use in these videos. So yeah, and you guys leave in the comments below if you've ridden one of these kind of moped style e-bikes and what you think of them, because I always like hearing what you guys have to say. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got today on the QNut moped style e-bike. See you on the next video.